Hello everyone again, welcome back to Storytime. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to have an information book about Ladybird. So we're going to learn some facts about Ladybird, and we can also talk about some describing words that we used to do in nursery in the green room. And as a special treat for Rainbow class, I've got a little book here called Ladybug Girl Feels Happy, because I know last term they were doing lots of things in their classroom all about feelings. So we'll start with our hands as normal. Are you ready? It's listening time. It's listening time. Shh. So first of all, I'm going to use this book here that has got some pictures of some ladybirds and some beetles, because ladybirds are kinds of beetles. And in the world today, there are about 300,000 different types of beetles. That's an awful lot of beetles. And the ladybird is one kind of those beetles. So if we look in this story here, or this book here, that is all about ladybirds, there's some lovely pictures here of two very, very handsome looking ladybirds. So a ladybird is a kind of beetle, and it has very, very colourful wing cases. So these are the wing cases here. You can see the line down the middle. That's where the wings split so that the ladybird can fly. Just like the story that we had yesterday about the lazy ladybird who didn't want to use her wings to fly. This ladybird's got her wings open. If I push them down, they would be in like a hard case, like in the picture here. Ladybirds are, or a lot of ladybirds are bright red, and their colour warns the birds that ladybirds taste very bad. So when the birds are in the garden and they are looking for something to eat and they see the red ladybirds, they decide that is not a good thing to eat, so they go and find something different instead. Ladybirds eat green fly, which they find on different plants. And later in the week I'm going to read you a story called The Bad-Tempered Ladybird, that tells you about the aphids, the green fly, that were all on the plants and on the leaves that they had to learn to share. A ladybird lifts up its wing cases and spreads its wings to be able to fly away. Here's the wing case on the top. Here's the wing that you can see that would be underneath, and these are the legs on the ladybird. Now, a ladybird is a type of insect, and ladybirds and insects have 6 legs. Shall we see if we can count to 6 altogether? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So an insect and a ladybird has 6 legs. And in this book there's lots and lots of other different pictures of different types of mini beasts. There's ants and there's spiders and there's butterflies. So we're going to be talking about lots and lots of different mini beasts throughout our topic this term. So if we look at the ladybird now, we can try and think of some describing words, words that we can use that tell us what the ladybird looks like or feels like. So can you think of any describing words? I'll start you off. I'm going to say that the ladybirds are spotty. So they are spotty. That's a describing word. Can you think of another one? I can think of the shell of the case of the wings is hard. We can talk about the colours. That describes the ladybird. The ladybird is red and the ladybird is black. Are ladybirds big or small. I think you're right. They are small. They're quite hard to find in your garden. So that's another describing word. Your ladybirds are small. What about the legs? Can you think of a describing word to tell me what the legs look like? I think I could use long, and I could also use the word short. And I know one of our favourite words that you were using in nursery, when we were using describing words before, you said that they were delicate, that things were delicate. And I think the ladybird's legs look quite delicate on this picture. So that could be another describing word that I could use. Perhaps when you're with Mummy and Daddy, and later in the week as one of your activities about the ladybirds is to write down, and I'll ask Mummy and Daddy to write down as many describing words that you can remember, and you can make up plenty more of your own, I'm sure, and you could write them down, and perhaps you could draw me a picture of a ladybird, and then you could send it to me on the email so that I can have a look at it. I'd really enjoy seeing some of your work. So that's all about our ladybirds. So I've got some different pictures of some ladybirds here with some different numbers on, of different ladybirds that are on leaves, and they are different patterns of numbers. So they're all the same number, but they're just in a different pattern. So we count the ladybirds on this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a bit like the pattern you see on the dice, isn't it, for number 4? But this is a different pattern of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Still 4, but it's a different way of showing the number 4. Is a different way of showing the number 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And another different pattern of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's all 4, but in different patterns of 4. Let's look at this one. This one is number 5. Let's look at this pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is still 5, but it's a different pattern of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Another pattern of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And another pattern of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So all of them have 5, but they are all laid out in different patterns of 5 and different patterns of, I have another one here, 2, and different patterns of 4. So the same number, but you can make a different pattern with the numbers. Perhaps you could do that if you went out into your garden and you found some stones, and then you could put them on the floor. If you're very clever, you could paint them red and make them look like ladybirds first, and then you could lay them out on some leaves that you could find in your garden and make them into different patterns, just like my patterns of ladybirds on my leaves today. The next thing I'm going to have a look is that ladybirds have different numbers of spots on them. So if you look carefully at this picture here of my ladybirds on the leaves, the different ladybirds have different spots on them. When I was a little girl, my mummy used to tell me that if you counted the spots on the ladybird, it told you how old that ladybird was. I don't really think that's true, but it was a good game to play when I was playing in the garden. So if you do find a ladybird in your garden, or you find some pictures of some ladybirds, then you could count the ladybirds, or count the spots on the ladybirds, and see how old you think the ladybird could be. It's a good game to play. Right, the story now for Sunshine class about their feelings. So it is a ladybug girl feels happy. So she's dressed up in a little outfit, quite similar to my ladybird here, isn't she? She's got her little wings on the same, and her dress and her nice red shoes to make her look like a ladybird. And perhaps we can use our faces to make some different expressions of how we are feeling and how Ladybug Girl is feeling in the story today. So hands on your laps again. It's listening time. It's listening time. Shh. So Ladybug Girl feels happy. And this story was written by David Soman. So he was the author of the story. Lulu feels happy when she plays Ladybug Girl with Bingo, the dog. Let's fly to the moon, Bingo. So she's got a nice smiley, happy face. Can you make me a nice smiley, happy face? I want to say big, beaming smile. Ladybug Girl feels sad when she scrapes her knees. Oh, that's much better, Mama. So look, her face has changed. She's now got a sad face. Can you make me a sad face now? Because she's not feeling too happy at all, is she? Ladybug Girl feels excited when her grandma comes to visit. Grandma, you're finally here. So where's those excited faces when Grandma comes to visit? Ladybug Girl feels scared when she hears thunder. We'll be safe under here, Bingo. She's hidden under the table. And look, she's got a very scared face. Can you make a very scared face? She's scared of the thunder and the lightning that she can hear outside. Ladybug Girl feels mad when she's told she is too little to do something. I know lots of you feel like that in nursery, and you're always telling me how big you are. I know, I'm not too little. And she has got quite a grumpy face there, hasn't she? She's feeling very mad. Ladybug Girl feels cosy when she reads with Papa. Oh, please read to me again, Papa, she says. Look, she looks nice and cosy and content there. She's having a nice bedtime story probably with her daddy before she goes to sleep. So that's a story especially for Rainbow class about their feelings. Should we look at those feelings in those faces again? Make me a happy face. A happy face. Make me a sad face. When she scraped her knee, she felt very, very sad. Make me an excited face. When Grandma comes to visit, she felt very, very excited. And make me a very scared face. She's very scared. She's frightened of the thunder and the lightning. And she's quite grumpy and cross here, isn't she? The story says she felt very mad because her brother was telling her, you're too little. And she's saying, I'm not little, I'm big. And right at the end, she feels nice and cosy and safe. So I hope you're all feeling nice and cosy and safe at home. And the best way to feel cosy and safe is to have nice cosy stories with Mummy or Daddy, especially before bedtime. So that's our story for today. We had an information book that told us all about ladybirds, and we used our describing words to describe the ladybirds. And we had a story, especially for Rainbow class, called Ladybug Girl Feels Happy. And we talked all about feeling happy and sad and lots of other different ways that we can feel. So I hope you enjoyed story time today and that you enjoy the rest of the activities that I put on your little sheets for you to all do with Mummy and Daddy today. And I will come back and speak to you again tomorrow with another story. Take care. Lots of love.